So this is a video about my 2005 Toyota Tundra. It is a quad cab, two-wheel drive with a tow package. So this is about the power steering pump. I had some real issues here go on with this thing. Part of it was the rebuilt power steering pumps through Cardone. I get them from my local Napa. I did not realize Cardone sold out. They kept the name. It's a different people that own it now, and they really do a shoddy job on rebuilding the power steering pumps, and I had to do this 3 times in a row. So I suggest that you do yourself a favor and spend the extra money and buy either brand new or find a different rebuild manufacturer other than Cardone. And I'm not knocking Napa, because the guys down at my local Napa treated me very well, were very understanding, and the manager is the one who told me that Cardone really went to shit. So we'll come over here, take a look at the top of the motor. I want you to pay attention to this vacuum line here and this vacuum line here, because this is what wreaked me havoc and had me pretty scared. After putting the first rebuilt power steering pump in this truck, I started to get a puff of smoke out of the exhaust, and then it turned into really smoking, and I had no power steering in the reservoir, and really made me think like I had a bad leak. And then I'm like, oh my god, I blew a head gasket. And when I tell you the smoke that came out of the tailpipe of this truck, it would make a guy that owns a diesel that likes to roll coal very proud of a gas job. So what I want to point out here is, I'll just take a shot at the top of the motor again. Pay attention to this line and this line over here. They run down behind this, but if you take a shot between your radiator support and your air box and look straight down where your power steering pump is, you can see this nut with the brass and the I'm having a brain fart here, but the silver part. This right here is your vacuum control valve, and this thing here is designed to make your vehicle easy to steer when you're sitting at an idle in a parking lot. And when this thing goes bad, it sucks your power steering fluid out of your reservoir in through this vacuum line and in through this vacuum line, which goes into your intake, into your motor, and makes it smoke really bad. The thing that makes me a little leery of this, or kind of scares me, is that for people who are not mechanically inclined, who take their vehicles to a shop and say they have a power steering problem, and the thing starts smoking too, and they're like, well, your power steering's bad, and it looks like you may have blown a head gasket. I'm not saying that people don't know about this, but there are crooked mechanic shops out there that could take advantage of something like this, that knows about this little part that only costs you $100 to replace, and the smoke goes away, and meanwhile some poor old lady wound up giving up her vehicle and buying another one and spending money that was needless. So I didn't see too many videos about this vacuum control pump or information on the internet. I just happened to go online and look on eBay to try to find one, and they had a description of the function, so that's how I found out about this. The job's been done. This is now my 3rd power steering pump. I'm just kind of trying to get the air out of the lines, because I've done this 3 times now, and it's just a tremendous amount of air in the line. But I want to show you this box, this Ultra 8 that I got right here. I got that through Napa, and I gotta say, I think the quality of the pump is definitely better than the Cardones. The one thing I did notice about the Cardones, when I got them, you go to put the power steering pump on, and the pulley is it spins very freely, and anything rebuilt or new as of a power steering pump shouldn't spin that free. It should have a little bit of resistance. This one here had a little bit of resistance, like it had new guts and stuff put in it. But again, I just wanted to point this out to you about this vacuum control valve, because I didn't see a whole lot about it, and I do believe that the Sequoias have these also, because they come with a V8 4.7 motor in them. So I imagine they may have them, and I don't know if this thing's a tow package option or not. I just know that my truck has one. And oh, and the other thing is these two lines here, your return and your feed, you may see that I got hose clamps on there. That is, they came from the factory with these factory kind of clips on them, but just a little bigger. And I didn't like the way that looked because I didn't feel that they held good enough. So I put these hose clamps on here myself. To find these two lines, I couldn't get them around my local parts stores here, AutoZone, Vance, Napa, CarQuest, Pep Boys. They couldn't find them, so I had to go on eBay, and I did find them for, it was those two lines and a piece of 24-inch long steel line for the return line on the 3/8 here for 300 and I don't know, 28 bucks or some shit like that, and they're only about 8 to 10 inches long. I went down to my local hydraulic manufacturer here. These guys, they make hydraulic lines for all kinds of stuff, and he whacked me off a piece, and for $4 for two lines. And then I went down and bought a roll of or just a length of steel line, bent it myself and flared the end. Altogether I think it cost me maybe $16 or $20. So just another idea to save yourself some money. But again, I do want to point that out. It's a scary thing, and the job's done. I'm just waiting on the air to come out of the power steering now. So y'all have a good day, and I hope I helped somebody out there.